Another week, another game. This week I play the new hit medieval cemetery simulator, Graveyard Keeper. Ever do something like read a book or watch a show, like binge watch an entire show on Netflix, or play a game and suddenly hours have passed and it's night or maybe day, you haven't really checked because your blinds are closed so you can really see everything really well. Unless it's a book, then you're just unaware of anything. And you're so invested, though, in it that you just lose track of everything. Welcome to Graveyard Keeper. It doesn't happen often that I completely lose track of time during a game, though. Sure, there will be some that I know time has passed and it's been an hour or two, but not this game. It might have to do with the overall idea of the game. It is marketed as the, quote, most inaccurate medieval cemetery management sim of the year, end quote. That could be true. I mean, I wasn't around in medieval times, so I'm not the best expert on what sort of cemetery management systems they had back in the day. But I am sure of how I lost track of time with this game. Because it's a management simulator, it means that resources that you go and get are very vital to everything. So you need to get things like wood and stone to start, and then you use them to build equipment that will give you points to be able to collect other resources and build other equipment, like getting vegetables or iron or gold, and building other things like a circular saw or a garden or an anvil or a furnace or an upgraded furnace or a trunk or some stuff for the cemetery when after you go and get the body parts, because I guess part of being a graveyard keeper is doing the autopsies on the bodies, so you gotta bury them afterwards because that's part of the job. And then you just have to go and do all of this stuff, and you have to help out NPCs at the same exact time. So it's like there's all these things that are going on at the same time, and it's so time consuming, but that's where you lose track of time. I mean, there's a main story to follow. There's a main storyline that goes on throughout it that kind of goes on during the opening credits, but it's not crucial that you absolutely get to it. I mean, in fact, I think it takes the game, kicking you out of multiple attempts to go and pass it, that it really got to me oh, I'm not supposed to go and do this. You go to complete an objective and they're like, haha, psych, wall here, more resources needed, get back to it. And I'm like, well, crap. And I mean, that's what makes this game great, though, is that it's just that. It's about how you go about and getting money, because it's a management simulator. You can go and do multiple different ways to go and do it, as I said, collecting the resources and building things, or doing vegetables, or with the bodies and how you go and bury them, and increasing stats there, and what you go and sell to who and buy and when and where and how and if and all of that. And it's just a lot. I mean, each person can go and play the game differently, and that's what makes it really cool, is that each person can go and play it differently. I mean, I guess I would want to say, overall, it was difficult for me personally to do all of that, because I would be so focused on doing the 450 different tasks it had that when I completed one and it opened up another 450, I was kind of overwhelmed and had to take a step back and prioritize the order of what steps I needed to do in order to go and get things done. And it's a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. That's all I can really say about it. It's something that I think everyone should play, regardless of if you want to put a lot of time into it and really see how you can go and collect money, or put a very little amount of time into it just to kind of get your feet wet in, managing a cemetery and taking care of the dead bodies that are there. That's really it. I'm just going to keep playing it. I think everyone should keep playing it. And with that, I have all of that for this week, and time for the hint for next week. Just like 1776, it's time for a revolution.